Hello Bookish friends, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we are going to be setting up my 2024 reading journal. Or we're gonna start the process of setting it up. I'm not doing it all in one day, that's just insane. For the last couple of I'd say probably 2 years, I have started making my own reading journals. In 2021, I had one but didn't stick to it and like copped out at the like midway point because I was like, all right, this is just not it. But since I have upgraded my supplies and my setup, and honestly, that's what's really made a change. So I will go through all the supplies I use. I really don't use that much. Let's just get right into it. This is my 2023 reading journal that I'm going to use for inspiration because there's a couple spreads that I had this year that I just didn't use and didn't love that I want to replace with different ones that I've found throughout the year. And this is my new reading journal. I didn't want to stick with the black for next year because I wanted a different color so it would like be able to easily tell which one is which year. But I know I love this reading journal. I know I love the pages. I know I have enough pages for the entire year and I know that this works for me. I wanted to get the same brand, same size, same paperweight, but they didn't have any different colors. So that's why I have black and just the symbol is different. This is the Dingbats Pro B5 dotted notebook. The only thing that's different is the logo on the front, but this is a dotted journal. there's 128 pages in it. It has two little like bookmark things that I actually do use. And the paperweight is 160 GSM and it is matte white paper, dotted obviously. I absolutely love this journal. I started trying to use like the A5, but I just like a bigger notebook because it's easier for me. And I just love this notebook. And I don't understand. I wasn't talking to you. I don't know, I love this reading journal. I have plenty of space. Like I have but like not enough space to where I feel like I wasted the entire notebook. So I feel good about like, this is pretty much all I have left throughout the year, which is pretty good. But yeah, I love this notebook. So I stuck with the same kind, just got a different symbol. I should probably take you into my reading room and show you all the other kind of stuff I use. Let me go in my reading room and I'll show you the rest of my supplies. All right, first let's talk about the printer I use to print out my small book covers and the monthly wrap-ups. This is the Canon Selphy printer, the CP1300. I absolutely love this printer. You have to download the Canon Selphy app and the Canon print app or something. It tells you everything you need to know and you can also watch a bunch of YouTube videos. You would just put your pictures in a layout and it prints. It is the best printer ever. And when I got mine for Christmas last year, they had like a starter pack where you get an ink cartridge, obviously the printer, and then a couple packs of paper. And it's been a year and I have not even come close to running out of paper. So it is so worth the price. It seems a little steep in price because it's like a tiny little printer, but trust me, it is so freaking worth it. In this closet, it's a little dark. I have all my journaling supplies. So I have all my washi tape. Those are all washi tapes. And that down there, I have a bunch of like stickers and stuff. In this drawer, I have like glue and scissors, paper clips, I just have them, pencils. This is a bunch of like stickers. So these all come from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure I got this from Barnes & Noble. These are from Michael's. Like everything is from everywhere. I have a bunch of stamping stuff. These are for travel. These are also from, where did I get these from? Hobby Lobby maybe? I think these are from Hobby Lobby. Obviously these are all just lettered stickers from Miscellaneous Craft Store. I got stuff to make my own bookmark. I think I got this from Amazon and it comes with like the little tassels. These are just some extra book covers that I have to put in my journal at some point, or they're books that I want to read. Most of my like ebook stickers, audiobook, spice ratings, I have them from a couple different companies. So these ones are from Purple Pisces Creations. And then the ones I use the most are the spice and the star rating, which I think I need to get a re-up on these. These are all from Alicia Marks It on Etsy. And yeah, you can just look at Alicia Marks It on Etsy and she has so much stuff. I use pretty much all of hers. This little Pantone box that I love using, that's from Amazon. You know what I love doing is getting paint sample colors and using those in my journal. So those are obviously all free from any type of hardware store. This paper I got from Hobby Lobby. And then obviously these big pads of paper, which is what's in the last three drawers, are all from either Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's, anywhere that you can get any type of crafting stuff. Okay, and then I have this little case that houses all of my like supplies that I use every time I journal. So I have an eraser, obviously a mechanical pencil, a jelly roll pen in white. This is one of my favorite pens to use in my journal because it's so thin. This is the Pilot Precise V7 rolling ball pen. I have to have a Sharpie. This is a Le Pen. I don't even know what this is. It's just a random black marker pen, Papermate. And then to like design my bullet journal, I really use this. This is the Micron 0850mm line marker pen. I love this thing. This is pretty much what I use to outline all my designs. And then the markers that I use to do all like my color ratings and basically decide the theme of my journal each year are these Zebra mild liners. I have them in a bunch of different colors, but I love the neutrals. So yeah, that is pretty much what I use every time I update or make my journal. I use the Sharpie and the Micron pen to do like my outlining and stuff. And then when I'm updating each month, I really am only using the mild liners and then the Pilot Precise V7. That is pretty much all of my supplies. Nothing crazy. These journals this one took me so long last year because I hand drew everything. So I'm gonna do just a quick little flip through of my current journal and show you which spreads I'm going to be using again and which ones I will not be using. Obviously, I love this one. This is just saying it's my 2023 reading journal. We'll probably do the exact same thing on this one. Last year I was gonna swatch all of my Crayola Super Tip pencil or markers, but I clearly did not. This is my reference page, which shows you how big the book covers that I print out are, so I know exactly how many to make every time I add in a space. This is my rating system, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 stars and what color I use for that. I think this just was telling you like what my accent color was every time I like drew on something. So that way if I was like, oh, I want to accent something, I knew exactly what color I needed to use. This obviously just shows how many dots are down the page and across the page, and then this meant it was a book series, but I don't think I used that at all this year, so I'm probably not going to include that either. Next page I had was my reading goals. We'll definitely continue this page into the new year. So my yearly stats, I will definitely do this page again, except for I'm not going to include how many pages I read each month. That just did not work for me because I didn't track how many pages each book was. Probably do the exact same thing, just cut out the pages section. This is one of my absolute favorite spreads. This is my 2023 book bracket. So I basically pick one book from each month that was my absolute favorite, put it over here. This is all 12 months, obviously. Put a picture of the book cover, then put it here, and then you kind of rank and it tells you which one is your favorite book of the year. I will always do this spread. I will also do this spread again. I'm gonna change up my color scheme a little bit, make it a little more fun, I think, even though I love neutral tones, but I will definitely do this again. It just says how many, like my monthly ratings. So in July, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars, and you rate how many of each you had. So I will definitely do this spread again. This is my 5-star favorites. Every time I had a 5-star rating, I put a picture of the book cover here. This is my halfway top 10 and my yearly top 10. We'll definitely do this again. Obviously, I go through and pick out the top 10 books of each year, and then at the end of the year, you do the same. But I think I'm gonna do 12 because I read too many books this year to pick up only 10. Next, I have DNF. So these are all the books I did not finish. We'll definitely do this spread again, and I will also be doing this spread again. This is days I finished a book. It has numbers and then the first letter of each month. So like, for example, in November, I'll color in the dot that corresponds with the date I finished any book. I love this page, so I will definitely do this one again. This one I'm gonna have to make a little bit smaller boxes because this just shows how many books I read the entire year. Last year, my book goal was to read 65 books. So every time you finish a book, you color it in with the star rating you gave it. And obviously I read way more than 65 books, and I read more than 71. I just didn't leave space for extras. So I'm gonna be redoing this one, but giving myself more boxes. One thing that I did do is I used the ebook and the audiobook stickers to show like, okay, book 45 was a 4-star and it was an ebook, just to, I don't know, I like the way it looked. Don't know if I'll do it again next year, I don't know. Next is my book of the month tracker. So I just put a spot for each month and what books I got. This I would like to try to find a different way. Series tracker, this did not work for me like at all. My goal was to like print out like this, like read the book in the series and write which month I finished it and just keep going, but it was too small of a space for all the series I read, so I probably will do something similar to this, but maybe write it in instead. I don't know. This is another one of my favorite spreads. Obviously, tracking audiobooks. I drew this, and I will probably do the exact same thing this year. These are my book talk growth and bookstagram growth. I will definitely do this again, but obviously I don't really do book talk anymore, so I'm probably gonna do booktube and bookstagram. The book talk I did by 100 because TikTok you can gain really followers really quickly, but For BookTube, I will probably do by 10s because it's hard to get followers as quickly on YouTube, and same with Bookstagram. I'll probably still do this in like 50s or something. I don't know. I love this spread. I think it's so pretty. Going into the new year, I definitely need to make the goals a little more realistic. This is the Barnes & Noble 2023 book challenge. I will probably do this again. I only have 4 books left. I don't know. I probably did read one of these. I need a book with a shipwreck at its center. I probably have read one of those. A Barnes & Noble YA book club, a Barnes & Noble book club, and by an indigenous author, which I probably have completed all of those. I just don't even know it. Then this is where I tried to continue my series tracker, but I was like, no, I'm done. And then that was pretty much it for the yearly tracking, and then I go into my monthly spread. At the end of this, I did do an everything I read, where you're supposed to write down each book you read, but I will not be doing this again because I did not keep up with it. What I'm going to do now, and first, is open this first of all. And what I do, because this works the easiest for me, is I'm gonna go page by page with my journal from last year, and literally what I do is write what each page is gonna be on a sticky note and stick it there. For the first page, I'll do 2023 reading journal and literally take the sticky note off and put it right in. So I'm going to do that for the pages I already know, and then I'm gonna think about some new ideas going into the new year. I know I want to do a goal versus actual yearly reads and not just do it for like 1 year. I'm gonna do goal versus actual. So for 2022, my goal was to read 36, and I actually read 68. And 2023, my goal was to read 65, and I read almost 100 books. I'm gonna start doing a yearly spread, and I will just add to it every year, which I really like.
I'm waiting at the doorstep, I'm finally home. I've been gone for too long.
Okay, so I went through and planned out all my spreads for 2024. So obviously I'm sticking to the cover page, reference page. This year, instead of, I'm gonna do on this side, it's gonna be my yearly goals, goal versus actual. This one's gonna be my reading goals for the year. This page is gonna be my yearly stats. This page is going to be my 2024 book bracket, my monthly ratings, 5-star favorite. Then it's gonna be halfway top 12. Yearly top 12. This is gonna be my DNFs and days I finished a book. I actually saw a really cute spread for like a reading tracker that I think I'm gonna use for the days I finished a book. This is gonna be my book goal square. Then we're gonna do book of the month. I saw a new book of the month spread that I wanna do for this year instead of what I did last year. And then we're gonna do my TBR jar, because I do wanna do a TBR jar, so I'm gonna put different prompts on, cross them off when I use that prompt, and then write down what book I read for it. So I saw a prompt on Pinterest when I was just doing some searching, and it said read books to earn books, and it had like you read 5 books on your physical TBR and you can buy yourself a book if you so please. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do a genre tracker to see what kind of genres I'm reading each month, and then I'm gonna do a physical audio ebook library book tracker, kind of in the same format, to see what I'm reading each month. Audiobook spread, series tracker. I found a new way I'm gonna track series. 2024 Barnes & Noble Reading Challenge. This is BookTube growth, Bookstagram growth, and then this is gonna be my 2024 Wrapped, where I wrap up and conclude the entire year. Then I left myself some pages in case I wanted to add extra spreads, and then we go into the monthly spread. So now that I have these done, I'm gonna start going through and just drawing out each page with just a pencil and go from there. But before I start doing that, I was playing around with some color combos. I know I said I was gonna like switch up my colors and go less neutral and more like colorful, but I'm not doing that. So this is the color combo I'm going with this year. Obviously very neutral, but I like that there's like some darker tones and then obviously some lighter tones. So these are the markers I will be using for the year to track all my reading. Honestly, colorful is just not my vibe. I did get a little more colorful each month, like with my monthly spreads. Like this is like peachy colored, and then I did like more sunsetty vibes. So I can get more colorful and playful throughout the month. Like May was pretty colorful. For the yearly tracking, I'm gonna stick to my neutrals because that's what I like. But I'm going to start drawing some of these spreads into this, especially the ones that I know I'm gonna just copy from last year. I'm gonna start doing those and continue to watch The Grinch. Okay, hello. It's been a couple days since I have filmed for my 2024 reading journal, and I have lots that I want to get out creatively because I came up with a couple cute ideas. Okay, so I have a bunch of different supplies here. I have my sticky notes. I have last year's journal so I can copy and kind of figure out what I liked and what I didn't like. I have my current journal. I always have a sketch pad because I like to sketch out the designs for each spread before I actually like put it into my journal. So I have a sketch pad. This is pretty much my holy grail right here. This is pretty much everything I use except for this stuff. I don't know why this is really in there. This is where I hold pretty much all the washi tapes I'm gonna use to make all my pre-made spreads. Obviously I switch it up each month, but I have a bunch of different neutral toned washi tapes. I don't know if I like that one anymore. This is kind of vibe I'm going for. Obviously very neutral. I also have this one that I really like that has some coffee grounds on it, but doesn't really go with the rest, so we're gonna leave that out. Oh my lord, these are the washi tapes I'm going to use this year. I don't like only use these ones in my bullet journal like some people do because I like to switch up things. Like I have these two like floral ones that I'll probably use a little bit, and then obviously each month I don't do the same exact thing because I like to switch it out depending on what season we are in. I got all of my favorite markers and pens in here. This last thing I have is this organizer. It's like a picture organizer from Michaels that you open, and it has all these little inserts, and I just put a bunch of stuff in here. When it comes to decorating my like yearly spreads, I really like to keep everything neutral, so I use a lot of like greenery and florals. I have a whole thing that has like Bookish stickers, so I usually use that. And then these are like some of my favorites. I can't even remember where I got these honestly, but I like these. They're like very like minimalist, cozy stickers. So I use a lot of these, like they're kind of bookish. Like how cute is that? I honestly have no clue where I got these, but these are like the stickers that I love to use because they're very neutral tone, but they give all the cozy reading vibes. So I will definitely be using those. And then I have a bunch of other like scrapbooking supplies in this thing, but honestly, I should go through this because there's probably so much I can get rid of. But I have like all these cutesy little paper things, which I'll probably use this year maybe. Old papers, a bunch of cute little different things. So we'll kind of play around. I'm gonna set my phone up on a time lapse, so I'm not gonna like talk through all of this because that would just be boring. And then when everything is complete, I would love to have it done today. It's like 5 p.m. when I'm starting this, so we'll see how far away it can get. But yes, that is the plan for right now. I'm going to start sketching stuff out and start decorating this, my 2024 book bullet journal. So let's just get right into it. I also have my handy dandy iPad here because I sit on Pinterest and like look up ideas and kind of use them as a reference. So got my iPad here too.
Smiling at me as so many times before. I'll never wanna be away, leave you again. You are all I want and more. It's true. If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It's true. Baby, how I need the loving of you. Waiting at the doorstep, finally home. I've been gone for too long. Standing here a while just to take it all in. Radio is playing a song. It is true. If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It is true.
Okay, hello Bookish friends. It has been some time since I last worked on my book bullet journal, and I am here to officially finish it. I'm just getting all of my goods here set up. What I have left to do, I did a decent amount the last time I did this. I did probably half of my readings or my yearly spread, and it's coming out really cute. You know, at some point in the beginning of this, I said I was gonna keep my like journal really neutral, and then I started doing stuff like this, where it's like kind of florally and like colors, but they're muted tones, so it's fine. I particularly love how my 2024 book bracket came out. I just think it looks so like cozy and warm. I don't even know if that makes sense. So I'm really pissed about this one, the days I finished a book, because I saw this really cute inspo pic on, it had to have been Pinterest, that I was like, oh, that could be really cute for that page. And I just like got in a zone and kept going and didn't like think to do anything, but it's fine. I wanted to do something more like this, where it's like a little bit bigger because I had more room on the page. I wanted to do something more like this, where it's a bit bigger, but I forgot. So I want to try to like use that as inspo somewhere along the line. I did my book goal, my book of the month page. I didn't complete yet. I have the circles for the 3 reading challenges. I will probably complete that when the new year starts, but 2023 book of the month holiday stickers, and I wanted to use them somewhere, specifically this one, because this is really the only non-Christmassy one, but I'm probably gonna have to wait until I actually finish the spread and see where I can fit a sticker. And then this is a, well, you know what, I'll show all of these to you when we conclude. So I have 9 more spreads. The one spread, which is the Barnes & Noble 2024 book challenge, I'm gonna wait to do, obviously, because I don't think it's come out yet. I wanna get as many of these done as I can right now. So the next one I'm gonna be working on is going to be my read books to earn book and my trackers, which I'm gonna try to use that picture, that inspo pic I just showed you for my trackers, which I'm tracking how many physical books, audiobooks, ebooks, or library books, because I wanna start using my library more this year if they get better books. I saw this spread on Pinterest, which I'll just pop a picture here because it's easier than trying to show you on my iPad, of like read books to earn book, because I really want to focus on reading what I already own in the year of 2024, which is why I made a whole new spread of Project TBR. That's gonna track how many physical books I have and how many I read each month, and then I wanna see what the end game is. But I really wanna try not to buy books and use my different outlets and resources before actually purchasing a book, which would be using my Libby app to get the ebook or the audiobook for free, trying my library, or just getting ARCs. That's a big one for going into the new year, or just if I really wanna buy the book, then I can buy it, but I gotta go through some steps first. We are just going to start. And then on the INSPO pick that they have 1, 2, 3, 4 books. You can buy one when you read 4. I think I'm gonna do like 10 because I really want to be good about it. Like, I almost want to get to the point where I'm only buying myself like 1 book a month. Is that realistic? Probably not. I'm not gonna do it the same exact way because obviously they have 4 going in a stack. I'm gonna go make it look like there's bookshelves. There are some things that I want to talk about when it comes to like making a reading journal and starting, because I was so intimidated at first. I wish I never was, because it's literally for your own brain and your own eyes and nobody has to look at it. One of the biggest things that I was worried about going into it is like, oh my God, like I don't really have cute handwriting. I can't, this is really bad, but I really can't write in cursive that well. Like obviously in school I learned it, but it was never like my strong suit. The problem is, you look at Pinterest for all these inspo pics, all of these people that like post on Pinterest of their book bullet journal all have perfect handwriting. So it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? I don't have cute handwriting where I can just easily write in my own journal, and it's frustrating, and trust me, I get it. That's why I use a lot of like the letter stickers. Like I have bought in so many packs of these and have so many of these because I don't like my handwriting, and I am totally okay with that, and I am totally okay with using stickers. Like that does not bother me. I was just trying to write out this read books to earn books thing, and it's just, it ain't working. So we are going to use the stickers because why not? But yeah, that was like my biggest thing going into a reading journal, is like, oh my God, like I hate my handwriting. I really don't like my handwriting at all. I have days where it's like really cute and whatnot, but there's days where I'm like, oh my God, like I think a 4-year-old could write better than me. So that was like going into being doing a reading journal for myself. I was like, I'm gonna actually hate doing this because I hate my handwriting, but I am such a creative person. I love doing stuff like this. God damn it, my battery's gonna die. Why does this always happen? BRB. Okay, back to what I was saying. I was always super intimidated to start a reading journal, but I loved being a creative person because I was like, I don't have cute handwriting, like it's not gonna look cute and it's not gonna look the way I want it to. Definitely not gonna look like the pictures I'm using as inspo on Pinterest. That's where I was wrong, because like I said before, it doesn't freaking matter because it's for your eyes only. And as long as you have fun doing it and like get to express yourself creatively, it literally doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And it had to have been, this year was the first year I really stuck to one. So in 2022, last year, was the first year I ever did my own reading journal. I had never done it before, so I didn't know what to expect. And honestly, my first reading journal was absolutely terrible, and I didn't stick with it all every single month for the entire year because I didn't like the way it looks. Every time I looked at it, I was just like, oh, I hate this. Like, I don't want to use this. And it just like didn't inspire me to like want to use it. When 2023 came around and I kind of got more involved in like a book community, I was like, you know what, screw this. I want to have my own journal and I don't care what people think of it because it's not for them to see. I don't have to post about it, but it's like something that makes me happy and that I enjoy doing, so why not do it? I really took my time with it last year and made it exactly how I wanted it to be, and let me tell you, I love it, and now I'm obsessed with doing my reading journal. And I think it's because I learned that lettered stickers are my best friend. I learned to not give a shit what it looks like as long as I take my time and make the spreads look cute in the way I want them to. That's literally all that matters. And I was having so much fun making it and getting all that creativity out of my brain that I was like, I literally don't care what it looks like because I'm having so much fun. This year, technically going into 2024, I really kind of figured out what I like and what I didn't like. Throughout the year of 2023, I obviously was very good about keeping up with my reading journal. Sometimes I would update a month and a half at a time, but I was like, you know what, I'm still doing it. At least I'm not leaving it blank and just completely abandoning it. I absolutely love it. There were some spreads that I was like, all right, I don't need to do this spread ever again because I don't even use it. So going into 2024, I kind of knew what spreads I wanted to do again and what spreads I could go without. I follow a couple people that I use as like journaling inspo, and I saw their spreads that they were using throughout the year, and I got kind of ideas from that. So I did things a little bit differently this year, not like super differently. Or I thought about throughout the year, like, what do I like track? In 2023, I kind of branched out on the genres that I like to read. So I knew going into the new year that I wanted to do some sort of spread where I actually track the genres I'm reading. Like this, for example, I used the stickers and ran out of space, but you know what? I just put it there because it looks cute and I don't feel like redoing it. So this year, instead of doing, I forget what spread I got rid of. There was a certain spread that I got rid of and I was like, you know what? I never even used this. I'm gonna replace that with a genre tracker. All of this to say, journaling it's so personal and it's so tailored to whatever you want it to be, which is the best thing ever, but we get so consumed in seeing everybody else's journals and seeing how perfect and beautiful they are that it like intimidates us to do our own, especially if we may not have like the best creativity, the most like creative mind, or the best handwriting. I just wanna say, do whatever the hell you want. If you want to start a reading journal, start that reading journal. I mean, it's really not that serious, but I can definitely speak from experience that I was so intimidated to start one just because I simply did not like my handwriting. Now I can tell you that don't let stupid stuff like that scare you because there's ways around it. I'm going to stop blabbing now and continue working on these spreads. And then at the end of it, I will do an official flip through and show you what my 2024 reading journal looks like. If you want to see the final product, definitely stay tuned. we are here to do my final flip through of my 2024 reading journal because I have finally completed it. I will say before we get into it that there are a couple spreads that aren't done yet, but it's because the reading challenge hasn't come out yet for Barnes & Noble. And I don't know how I want to do my 2024 wrapped yet. I kind of want to look at the people that I follow for journaling inspo and see how they do it before I like set up my spread, because I've never done that before and I don't know how I want it to look. So I want to get some ideas before I finalize it in my journal. I'm not going to talk too much because I know there's been a lot of talking in this video. I just did the edits up until this point and I was like, damn, I talked a lot. But you know, if it was me watching it, I would like it because I was the type of person that was really intimidated by journaling because I don't have that perfect handwriting. I don't have like perfect penmanship. And in it, I talk a lot about how it doesn't friggin' matter. And I use a lot of like lettered stickers. So my journal still looks exactly how I want it to. And I think it looks really cute, but I didn't have to use my handwriting a lot. Let's just get right into the flip through. So this is my 2024 reading journal and I'm so excited to flip through it for you. So let's just get right into it. So the first page you look at is my 2024 reading journal. It is just a little intro page telling you what journal this is. And then you flip to this page. This is just my reference page. So like I said before, it just shows how big the book covers I print are, the colors for my ratings, and then how many dots are on the entire page. Then we go into my yearly read. So this is where I compare each year. And this is going to be a spread that I obviously add on to each year. So next year I'll put 2024 and so on and so forth. So that's why this page is so small. So it's my 2022. My goal was to read 36. I actually read 68. And then this year, once I'm done with the year, I will add how many I actually read. These are all my reading goals for the year. So I want to read 100 books because I read over 100 books this year and I think I can do it. I want to read all of Sarah J. Maas's books. I want to finish the Harry Potter series. I really want to complete the Book of the Month challenge because I never have, and I really want to do that and read more of the books that I get from them. This one is also not complete yet. This is the Barnes & Noble reading challenge. I may switch it up and do a different reading challenge. I don't know. I want to read 50% of my physical TBR. I want to be consistent on BookTube and to grow / be consistent on Bookstagram. Then we go into my yearly stats. So this is where I go in each month and update it with whatever I read. So January, if I read 10 books, I'll put 10 books. I track how many physical, audio, ebook, 5 stars, and DNFs. This spread last year, I had how many pages, and I switched the page count with DNFs because I'm starting to DNF books I don't like. And then obviously at the end of the year, you total everything out. This is my 2024 book bracket. This is one of my favorite spreads ever. So how this works is each month I put my favorite book in here, write it with the corresponding number, and then as the year goes on, you kind of break it down and then it shows you your favorite book of the year. This is my monthly ratings. So these are the star ratings, the colors correspond. So this is 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. And at the end of each month, I just write in the number of how many ratings I gave. This is my 5-star favorite page. So if I have a 5-star favorite, I just post a picture of the book here. This is my halfway top 12 and my yearly top 12. When June is over, I will post pictures of my top 12 books from the halfway point of the year. And then at the end of the year, I will do my yearly top 12. Next, I have a DNF tracker. So any books that I DNF, I put the title and the percentage that I DNF'd it at. The next one is days I finished a book. So I have the months up here, the days down here. So I fill in the little dot on any day I finish a book. This is my book goal where it's the squares. This year, I'm going to color it in based on the type of form it was. So if it was an audio, a physical, or a Kindle book. So say book 1 is an audiobook, I will color it in with the audiobook color, and I feel like I'm gonna like it that way better. Because last year I did it by like star rating and I think it was a little too much for me. So I think this is gonna be a lot easier. Next, I have my book of the month challenge. So each month I'm gonna write down what books I pick. And then these are the 3 challenges that they have. So I think it's like read 12 books, 3 debut authors or whatever it is. This obviously is not finished yet because I don't think that challenge has come out yet. So once the challenge comes out, I will fix this and update this. But I like this spread so much better than what I did last year. Now, this is another one of my favorite spreads. This is a new spread for me. It's my project TBR. As I said in the beginning of this video, at some point, I really want to focus on reading the books that I actually own already. So once the new year starts on January 1st, I'm going to count how many physical books I actually have that I haven't read yet. And then each month I'm going to put in, started January with 202, read 10 physical books, and then end of month, and then at the end of the year I will see how many books I have, just to kind of keep track of how much I'm actually reading, because that is a huge goal of mine going into the new year. This is read books to earn books. Kind of goes against the whole spread of the Project TBR, but whatever. I saw this on Pinterest, as you saw earlier in this video as well. Every time I read 10 books that I already own, I can buy myself a book. I'm hoping it's gonna work and I'm gonna stick to it, but I saw this on Pinterest and wanted to try it out and see if I like it. This is the form of reading tracker, and basically I'm tracking how many physical books I read, how many audiobooks, how many ebooks, and how many library books. So anytime I read a physical book, I will just color in a little dot, and so on and so forth. This is my audiobook tracker, so whenever I read an audiobook, I'm just going to put the title here. This is my genre tracker, so I have fantasy, mystery, thriller, romance, contemporary fiction, manga, graphic novel, and historic fiction. I think I need to go through and grit off these boxes so I can color in a little square, but we'll see how I want to do that too. This is my series tracker, so I found this spread also on Pinterest and I did not like the way I did it last year, so instead of printing out book covers, I just wrote the name of the series and then all the books in the series, and once I read them, I'm just gonna color in this little square over here, so I definitely need to fill in some of these squares. But so far I have Akatar, Throne of Glass, Crescent City, Letters of Enchantment, which is Divine Rivals, Killing Stalking, that is a manga series that I'm currently reading, Harry Potter. I want to read the Thursday Murder Club books because there's 4 of them. Fourth Wing, obviously, and Shady Hollow, which is a cozy fantasy series that I really want to read this year. I have all those there, and I have space to grow on that page as well. So this is my Bookstagram growth and my BookTube growth. Once the year starts, I will fill out how many followers I have and how many subscribers I have. And then I'm going to try, I don't know how many, like what I'm going to put for the numbers here, but I do need to fill out these squares with numbers. But I really can't do that until I have my 2024 start numbers, and then at the end we will see how much I grew. And then this is where I'm going to put the Barnes & Noble 2024 book challenge once it is out in the public, and then this is the 2024 wrap spread that I clearly have not done yet because I don't know how I want to do that. But those are pretty much all of my yearly spreads, and then this is where we will jump into the monthly spreads, which I obviously have not set up yet, and then the rest of this journal is for my monthly reading tracking. Okay, so that is finally it for this video. I am done talking about my reading journal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did have a couple people tell me that they wanted to see a video like this, so I figured why not. I know I like watching videos like this because I love getting inspo about like spreads that I can use. And at the end of my yearly spreads, I did leave myself a couple extra pages in case I wanted to add anything throughout the year. So I do have room to grow in this, but I am very excited about this year's reading journal because there's some spreads in there that I really love. I got rid of the ones that I didn't really like using last year, so I feel like this is kind of like my perfect point right now. And obviously as the year goes on and I continue to journal, I'm sure I will find new spreads, I will find spreads I don't like, and so on and so forth. So yes, thank you for watching this very chatty video of me updating my reading journal. I really hope you enjoyed it. I put a lot of love and effort into this journal and I hope it shows through this, but yes, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment below with what you do for a reading journal each year and if you keep one up, if you don't. If you do have a reading journal and you post about it, please let me know so I can look and get some inspo. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.